Ladies and gentlemen, friends, welcome to another exciting episode of Presidential Talk. I'm your host, Juan Mendieta. We took a brief hiatus due to the pandemic, but now we are back and better than ever. We are adhering to all CDC guidelines for safety during the taping of this show. And today we're coming to you from the Wolfson campus of Miami-Dade College and from the Business Information Technology Center. And because of that, we're joined on this first segment by the president of the Wolfson campus, Dr. Beatriz Gonzalez. Welcome, Dr. Gonzalez.
Thank you very much, Juan. I'm very happy to be in this conversation with you today.
It's great to have you on the show. You know, in this first segment, I think it's important to reacquaint our viewers with the Wolfson campus, such a historic campus that was really behind the revitalization of downtown Miami. The second segment, we're going to talk about our programs. We'll talk a little bit more about this state-of-the-art space. And then in the final segment, I think it's important to talk about those important partnerships this campus has and really the cultural aspect of this campus. But why don't you begin by telling us a little bit about this campus, the student population, demographics?
Well, historic it is. So last year we celebrated our 50th birthday, our 50th anniversary here at the Wolfson campus. And as you know, because you share a home here also at the Wolfson campus, it is at the heart of the county's finance, government, and cultural hub. And that's one of the things that makes it so exciting to be here. You really get the international sense of Miami when you're here at the Wolfson campus. And although it's a pandemic and things have been a little bit more quiet, you still feel that energy of being in the city. I love the Wolfson campus. Maybe part of that is because from many of the terraces you can see the bay, and that's another part of what's great about the Wolfson campus. You can either walk to or hop on the Metro Mover, and within minutes you can be at museums and cultural centers, the federal courthouse. You could be down at Miami Central where the Bright Line takes off from, so it's really in the heart of everything. Really exciting to be here.
I like to tell people that this is kind of like the NYU campus of Miami-Dade College, you know, in the middle of the downtown area with streets running through the campus, but also people. You see people from the courthouse, from the businesses, from government, also walking through our campus, and it really makes for a nice landscape and a nice space for students.
Absolutely right. We have Kiriakidis Plaza here that runs across to two of the main avenues in downtown Miami, and often people do use it as a site for demonstration, for coming together in community. And it's also a place for respite too. People can just rest here. We have, even though we're here in the concrete downtown, lots of beautiful trees, little quiet places on campus where one can relax and enjoy nature. So although we're downtown, you also get that beautiful Miami feel here with the wind and the water and the trees. It's really beautiful. That's
excellent. And of course, I mentioned the pandemic at the outset of the show. How has this campus and the college adjusted to the pandemic to really provide safety for students, faculty, and staff?
Well, Juan, we've done a lot of work. It's been about the one-year anniversary. Last week was the one-year anniversary where we went remote as a college. And in that time, we really got our ducks in a row so that this can be a very safe environment for students and the people who work here. As you know, we all passed through a screening before we entered campus today, answered some questions, got our wristband after our temperature was taken. You were wearing a mask, as I was as well. We practiced social distancing. All the seats in all the classrooms are marked so people know exactly where they can be or shouldn't be. The elevators are also properly marked all day long. There is cleaning of this campus, and if you were here, you'd notice that, whether it's the stairwells or the escalators, elevators, constant cleaning in between every class. There are hand sanitizers everywhere. There are sanitation wipes. So it's a very safe environment. Here at the Wolfson campus, we have had programs meeting face-to-face since last summer. The faculty and students in particular programs thought it was very important to actually meet face-to-face. So culinary, hospitality, fashion, they've all been here since last summer, and so many of the workers have, and knock on wood, we've all been healthy because of all these great protocols, including contact tracing. So if anyone does have any symptoms, we know right away who they've been in contact with, and we get everyone in communication so they can start their quarantining. But thank goodness everything has been really under control here at this campus due to all the safety measures.
And Dr. Gonzalez, I want to finish this first segment, the last 2 minutes, talking about enrollment. Enrollment is now open for the summer term. We obviously, like many institutions across the country, faced a deficit in enrollment. Happy to report that the gap has now been reduce to about 6% and hopefully gaining to get us as close to flat enrollment as possible. But tell us about the enrollment period and how students can find out more.
Sure, even though it seems like summer's still a little bit far away, you can actually register for summer right now, and you can begin a summer term as early as May 10th, and then there's another summer term on June 4th and another one July 16th. So you can get started right away. It's true that we were down a little bit in enrollment, but what's interesting is there's actually more students, more individuals here than there were a year ago at the Wolfson campus. They're taking fewer credits, so in that sense enrollment is down, but that makes sense to me. We're in a pandemic. People are dipping their toes in slowly to see, can I manage this along with work and the household, everything that's happening right now. But I think that's a great sign that people are starting to recommit to themselves, to their education, building their household, building their communities.
And I think it's important to mention as well that there are a lot of financial incentives and a lot of special programs for students to get enrolled. And at the same time, I think students should understand that this pandemic has shown that those people with some college education or certifications or other experience are the ones who did the best in this pandemic, economically speaking.
Absolutely. First of all, finances shouldn't be the thing that deters you because we have so much financial aid available for students. So let that not be the thing. We are here in person. We also can meet with you virtually if you don't want to come in person, but we are here for you. There's financial aid here for you, and we have many programs that will quickly get you started if that's what you're looking for. So we have college credit certificates. Some of those you can finish within 4 classes, so that's 1 term, and those are heavily tied to industry certification. So for example, you could get a certificate in digital marketing that has a Facebook certification. You could get an accounting certificate that has a QuickBooks certification. You could get IT help desk, and that has 2 industry certifications. So, and all of those are designed to get people up and going within a matter of, say, 8 weeks, 10 weeks, and you've got a new credential and a new skill set, highly employable, even in the pandemic.
Absolutely. So it's a great opportunity to upskill and retrain in a short period. We do have the traditional degrees, but you can come back and enter the workforce very quickly thanks to Miami-Dade College. We're out of time, but we'll be back in the second segment to discuss these programs in more detail. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Miami-Dade College has career paths in anything you want to be. What's your story? Be global. Be cutting edge. Be inventive. Be investigative. Be a hero. What do you want to be? Be the best. Be you. Be MDC.
Viewers and friends, it's so great to have you back here on Presidential Talk. We are in the second segment, and we're also in this beautiful Business, Innovation, and Technology Center, the BIT Center of Miami-Dade College, which is making news and just a wonderful space for innovation. And Dr. Gonzalez, why are we here in this center today? Why is it so important, this BIT Center?
Well, the BIT Center is a super exciting space because it really complements all our academic programs. So similar to the Idea Center, also on this campus, this is a space for students, but also for the community. And there are programs for credit, not for credit, short programs, extensive programs, but it's really an exciting place where students use the latest tools that they would use out in the workforce.
And we're joined now by the director of BIT, Chechu Lacheras. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Juan.
So what are those programs that you offer here at the BIT Center where students can take advantage and the community as well?
Perfect. So let me give you a little bit of context. So that will explain the programs that we are running. So we saw a couple of challenges. One of them is the future of work. It's changing, a lot of automation, a lot of digital skills, a lot of data within business. Also, exponential technologies are disrupting business. So basically, if you add that to the future of education, we thought there is an opportunity of how can we let our students explore the role of technology and analytics in the business ecosystem, but also, as Dr. Gonzalez was saying, use the latest tools. So we're having here the cutting-edge technologies, but also we're also positioning our students for high-paid jobs in the future. So the programs that we're enhancing is basically anything that has to do with business amplified with technology. Digital marketing, for example. We have an amazing program with a partnership with Facebook. Sales and customer service, empowered by Salesforce. It's an amazing tool that is used by 100 top companies here in the United States. But also, we go beyond not just marketing, also on finance, wealth management with Bloomberg. We acquired almost 12 Bloomberg terminals to enhance those programs with these amazing technologies. And we're expanding to other programs, not just with those disciplines, marketing and finance, but also going beyond hospitality, supply chain, or anything that you can just imagine, because nowadays technology is basically embracing a lot of business disciplines and functions.
I know you had a program recently with Hootsuite as well, and some of my employees went through it, and they were absolutely thrilled by the quality of the program. Now, Chechu, is the reach of the BIT Center only here at the Wolfson campus, or can students at other campuses take advantage?
So this is our main location. This is our showcase, but basically we want to expand these activities to all the colleges. So we are college-wise trying to expand this contact not just here in the Wolfson campus, but also we have 2 satellite locations, one at North, one at Kendall. And for example, any activities that we're planning, we have recently launched a FinTech Masterclass that will be broadcasted to all the campuses. And basically all the activity that we've been doing since we launched has been also open to all the community and all the campuses college-wise.
Well, the space is beautiful. I think it's very conducive of learning. It kind of has that technological and industrial edge, but I think it's a wonderful place for students to come and explore and learn. And Dr. Gonzalez, Chechu mentioned several of the partnerships associated with this BIT Center, but this campus also has a lot of other industry partners, whether you're talking about the Culinary Institute or Magic or the Idea Center. Give us other examples of programs here and the partnerships that they have with industry.
Sure. You just mentioned Magic, and so that is the Miami Animation Gaming International Complex, and students there can study game development, or they can study animation and game art. And there are terrific partners associated with that center. For example, Viacom CBS, Telemundo NBC. So they really are learning from the best. And at Magic, students have internships, they have mentorship from people in these organizations, and they are developing actual products that are airing through those studios. So for example, right now, A Balanced Breakfast is all over Nickelodeon, and that's from one of our students who produced that. So we're very proud of the work because it really is state-of-the-art. It's what the industry wants because of those close partnerships that we have. Everything here is so the student gets to practice with what they're going to be doing as soon as they graduate. Similarly, we have here a Center for Cybersecurity, and there is a cyber range, and so students actually practice fighting off virtual attacks.
In real time.
In real time. And students can do that, but we also have folks really from all over the world coming here to use that cyber range because it really is the best of the best. Over at the Idea Center, we have great partners there as well. That's sort of our entrepreneurship center. And some people think, oh, I have to be a business major to use the Idea Center. Absolutely not. It's really for anyone with an idea. So perhaps you're an artist and you have an idea for artists communicating with artists, creating some network. You can do that through the Idea Center. It's not strictly for business majors. Also social entrepreneurship, environmental entrepreneurship, people who are trying to have an impact here on the planet and make it a better place. The Idea Center will hold your hand as you're developing your idea and help you launch a prototype.
So the end result in these programs here at the Wolfson campus is that people who go through the programs are workforce ready when they emerge. They've practiced on the system, they've had contacts with the industry leaders through internships, mentorships, apprenticeships, and they can quickly enter the workforce. Chechu, tell us about folks who've gone through this program here at the BIT Center. What are you hearing about job placement and opportunities that they've had in the workforce?
So one of the things that we like to highlight here at the BIT Center is the connection that we're doing with industry certifications. So for example, Bloomberg. We're giving the opportunity of our students getting the Bloomberg Market Concepts certification. Hootsuite, you were mentioning before, there is a specific certification for this. We have a case, it's quite recent, the Hootsuite partnership, so it's been here for less than a couple of months, but we already have a student that got an intern position based on that a certification that was acquired here at Miami-Dade College. She was the only student that could demonstrate that she had a concrete knowledge on this tool, thanks to us. And that's an amazing opportunity for all our community, having that exposure to the workforce environment and having real jobs based on that certifications. So that's something that we want to highlight here at the BAT Center, going beyond these two certifications with other partners, Google, Salesforce, and other tools that are heavily used in the market.
Salesforce with CRMs, every business that wants to be successful has to have a CRM, and Salesforce really is the leader in that area. But to continue talking about the depth and breadth of programs, we also have the Miami Fashion Institute located here at this campus, which is just amazing and a great space that they have. The Miami Culinary Institute, the hospitality programs. Tell us a little bit about those, Dr. Gonzalez, and some of the partnerships that those programs have.
Sure. Well, you mentioned the Fashion Institute. We've just launched a partnership with the Underline, which really is quite far-reaching. For example, for business programs, we have dual enrollment students, so students who are in high school right now, earning college credit through Wolfson campus. It's a budding entrepreneurship program. The curriculum was specially designed for this group of high school students. They're in those classes right now, but this summer, they will launch their pop-up business at the Underline right here in town. So everybody come out and support our students as they launch their businesses. Also with the Underline, we've had some talks with them and some tours through there, perhaps to offer fashion shows at the Underline through the Fashion Institute. Also New World School of the Arts that calls Wolfson home was part of those conversations, so they'll have performances at the Underline. And I think that that's an important thing to highlight about Miami-Dade College and Wolfson campus, that the programs that you take here, the classes you take here, are with the people that you'll work with as soon as you finish these programs. So you're really learning what the industry expects, you're learning how to behave, you're learning the lingo, and you're building a network, which is so important when you're first starting out in any career.
Well, thank you so much, Chechu, for joining us on this segment. Dr. Gonzalez, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for our third section or segment of this show. Viewers, you don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Miami-Dade College has career paths in anything you want to be. What's your story? Be global. Be cutting edge. Be inventive. Be investigative. Be a hero. What do you want to be? Be the best. Be you. Be MDC.
Friends, hello once again, and welcome to the final segment of this episode of Presidential Talk with Dr. Beatriz Gonzalez at the Wolfson campus of Miami-Dade College. And this is kind of the anchor segment, so it's important that we talk about what really has been the anchor of this campus for so many years, and that's cultural affairs and the events that we host on this campus. So this campus is rich in culture, which I think rounds out the student experience. Tell us about the flagship cultural programs that are housed right here at the Wolfson campus.
Sure, I'd be happy to. So I think everyone across the country is familiar with the book fair, and the book fair has programming all year long. So it's not just those few days, that week in November that we're looking forward to, but right now they have the big read going on in partnership with the National Endowment for the Arts, for example, and we're giving away free books so anyone can participate in the big read in March and April. It's also home to the Miami Film Festival, and this year it was very interesting because we were able to put on a hybrid film festival festival with streaming films, but also people could have an in-theater experience.
And I'm told that it was the first in-person film festival that was hosted since the outset of the pandemic, though limited in capacity.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That's awesome. So another thing to be grateful and excited about here at the Wolfson campus. Also, I don't know if people know, apart from the film festival, over at the Tower Theater, there are private screening rooms. So if you wanted to see a movie with your friends or family, you could do that safely in your own little theater part over there at the theater. Over here, we also have Jazz at Wolfson, which is a wonderful program of this campus. It has been streaming all along during the pandemic with new performances by artists from around the country and the world. And we're looking forward to bringing that back live as soon as that's possible.
It's interesting because I think music is something that has come to the forefront again during the pandemic, and virtual streaming of music has been very popular, and Jazz at Wolfson has had a lot of attendees, lots of people logging into the streams.
Yeah, it's been very exciting, and I'm really looking forward to, though, the next year when we can have it again in person, because there's nothing like a live audience, though.
And also the National Historic Landmark Freedom Tower is based right here at the Wolfson campus, of course home to the Museum of Art and Design, so that's another important cultural anchor here at the Wolfson campus.
That's true, and actually right now is a great time to go because they are offering free Thursday afternoons at MOAD, and so between 4 and 7 there is no admission to go to the museum, so hopefully that'll encourage more people to stop by the museum, then walk across the street to Bayside for something to eat after enjoying our exhibits there.
And that's something this campus has always been known for since 1970, are those events on campus. An event almost every single day, whether it was a movie, and you guys did some movies drive-in style during the pandemic, or gatherings on the Cultural Plaza, or partnerships with the mayor's office or the governor. There's always events happening here at the Wolfson campus, correct?
You're absolutely right. Recently we hosted the 100 days of our newly elected mayor. She held a town hall and we hosted it and our students participated. So that was wonderful. We also have a very strong partnership with Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Very recently, we hosted their Innovate event where literally hundreds of their students compete in various career and technical disciplines. And besides helping to organize and host it, our faculty and staff serve as judges. So we're very happy to be able to support our local school system that way.
And why is it important for a campus to host events with external partners and cultural events especially? What does that bring to the table? What is the enrichment value on those?
Well, we are a community college. We are invested in this community. We are of and for the community. So any way that we can support our community, including our K through 12 partners, that's what we want to do. We're part of that pipeline that creates a strong economy here in South Florida. So that we're very proud to do it. In fact, another one of our partners is the Urban Core Community Coalition, and we hosted their urban forum, urban education forum quite recently as well. And I think that's part of our responsibility to be an anchor here in terms of education and culture and community building.
And student life has always been a forte at this campus as well. Lots of activities. Again, normally we'd see this plaza full. We're still in phase 2 of the pandemic recovery, but we hope in the fall we'll be back in full force, especially after that vaccination site that we launched at our North Campus, which is helping so many people. But student life is a strong point also at this campus, correct?
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned that because perhaps folks don't realize that student life is active. They are activated. So besides having virtual and online events, all the services that you would normally get from student services are available to you, whether those are mental health services, single stop, the food pantry. We are here for our students, whether it's in a virtual format or face-to-face. If you need to come down, you can, because everything that you were getting face-to-face, you can get now in this sort of situation, including tutoring, writing coaches, you name it. Whatever you had a year ago, you can still have today.
And the culinary scene has improved here in downtown Miami, and I hope it's also because of our Miami Culinary Institute. We touched on it in the second segment, but we hope to bring back the dining experience as well to students this fall, whether it's at the MCI Cafe or Off the Grill. What are the plans for dining on campus?
Yes, Off the Grill will come back, and also the MCI Cafe. In fact, we are expanding the MCI Cafe so that the students get a better learning experience, front of the house, back of the house, but also to be able to create another place for all of our students to be. So expanding the lounge area where people can sit, use the Wi-Fi, study, take a little break in between class. So we're really looking forward to that expansion.
The MCI Cafe especially, they always had a great menu. I hope that menu comes back with specials of the day. And what I always enjoyed was that you'd not only see students, but you'd see working professionals from downtown Miami, or even a judge from the nearby courthouse having a salad or enjoying a nice meal.
Absolutely. It's such a great little hub for this area, for, like, as you say, the federal courthouse and so many of the employers around here, because first of all, it's a very affordable meal, and it's such high quality because we're training the best of the best here in our culinary program.
And the heat are back as well. We're just across from the American Airlines Arena, so we also have some folks who will stop by our campus before they go to a game. They've now opened the games, and I think it's all part of the process. Little by little, we're bringing a lot of activities back to students, and I'm hoping again that by the end of the year we can go back to what was really the heart of downtown Miami in this campus.
Absolutely, absolutely. And our students in our hospitality program are so poised to be able to go into those spaces like the Miami Heat and be leaders in those spaces. So, yeah, it's a great campus, and it has you connected to all the possible employers in your fields from the programs that you take here.
And that's very important, and that's a great segue to the final portion of this segment. I'd like to spend the last 2 minutes again talking about enrollment, the importance of going back to college or continuing your education, especially since the pandemic again has shown that those students with some college experience are the ones who fared the best economically and job speaking.
Absolutely. The Strata Education Group did a survey several months ago that found that 55% of individuals had either lost their job or lost hours due to the pandemic, and most of those people thought that they would have to learn a new skill in order to be able to gain that income back. And that's why these short-term programs, the rapid credentialing, the CCCs are so important, even if you already have a degree, because maybe you need to make a pivot, bring some extra value to your job, and these programs allow you to do that in a matter of weeks at very little cost, if any, because of course there's so much financial aid available. So hopefully folks are taking a deep breath and seeing that there's opportunity here as we move forward.
And absolutely, and digital badges as well, which is why we chose to broadcast today from the Business Information and Technology Center, the BIT Center, because this is one of those locations here at the Wolfson campus that offers those short-term accelerated programs.
Absolutely. So we have 4 credit programs, non-credit programs, things as short as a week or a webinar, and some things that maybe take you 10 weeks. And from this BIT Center, we do amplify to other campuses, and so you don't necessarily have to be here physically, although why wouldn't you want to be physically at the Wolfson campus after everything you've heard, but certainly the BIT Center has programming that is far-reaching in terms of Miami-Dade College.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Gonzalez. You've hit the ground running. You're actually not that new anymore. You've been here close to 2 years, I believe?
It's, I think, about 20 months.
Okay.
Not quite 2 years.
You're doing a great job, and this is really a wonderful campus. A lot of people think that if there is a headquarter campus, that the Wolfson campus is that, even though we don't obviously say that, but this campus is really a beautiful campus and great for employees and students alike.
Exactly, exactly. It's a wonderful campus, and I'm really happy to be here. It's been a pleasure.
So viewers, there you have it. Make sure you come to the Wolfson campus and check it out. Many programs, from culture to academic, short-term and traditional programs. You don't want to miss it, especially as we return to normal following the pandemic. Thanks so much for joining. I'm Juan Mendieta, your host, and until next time, good day.